left-wing Kingz. Listen, think, act, repeat.
So RFK Jr. is using his iconic family name and political connections to run for president as a member of the We the People Party. Mm-hmm. While Kennedy does offer voters an additional option with some alternative views, most think that his chances to win are slim and none. So Walanda, given his third-party status, what are RFK Jr.'s chances of winning any electoral college votes or even actually winning the presidency?
Well, let's just say historically, it doesn't look good for him. Okay, let's just say that no independent or third party has won an electoral vote in more than half a century.
Wow.
So if we're looking at a historical perspective, he don't have a chance. But do know that there's a Gallup poll that does state that 63% of the United States adults, they feel like there needs to be another option. They're not happy with Biden. They don't want Trump. So that's over 50% of people want a third party as far as capabilities. So just keep that in mind as well. But as far as historical perspective, he don't have a chance.
I know people say they want another, and everybody wants another option or whatever, and they want another choice or whatever, and I get that. You know what I'm saying? But the choices are in front of us, and I don't think RFK is an option to that. I've heard some people talk and they're getting caught up that we want to change. I hear you. That sounds good. There's ways to do that to make sense. And I don't think this is one of them. I mean, RFK's own family don't mess with him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just, everybody, and I guarantee if we even had the third party, then people have problems with the third party. And they'll say, well, shit, we only got 3 choices now. We need a fourth choice. You know what I'm saying? I hear what they're saying. People aren't happy with the choices of Biden, and people aren't happy with the choices of Trump. I get that too, but those are the choices that are laid out of us. I want people to vote towards like what's better for them, like what makes sense for them. And I don't see Robert F. Kennedy stand on anything it's almost like he's taking advantage of the situation. Hey, I got a good name, Kennedy, resonates. He has some outlandish ideals that he's standing on, you know what I'm saying? And I just don't see him as an option of like, okay, you want a different option, but I'm not gonna vote for the guy just because he comes up, he's got a name that I recognize, but he's talking about crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna vote for that guy. You know what I'm saying? So I can't get behind the guy, man. Some guys tried to stop me in front of Dollar General one day, man, trying to get me to sign a petition to get him on the ballot. And I was like, nah. I don't think so.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We're not there yet, but we'll talk about some of his policies. And actually, some of his policies, believe it or not, I was like, oh, okay, if he really stand for it. But then he just has this outlandish, controversial things that he says as well. But some of the policies, as we talk through them, I think some of them are kind of intriguing. So after I researched that,
let's go ahead and go down that path. Then, what are his key policy positions?
So. There's quite a few, but he wants to shift agricultural subsidies to encourage more sustainable things. So he's more into the, he doesn't say like climate change is not a thing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay.
He's in the environment.
He's into an environmentalist, He wants to transfer the police rather than defund. And I do want to clarify what defund means. People always think defunding is just taking away money from the police, but he wants to do more things on preventing violence, wants to have the police actually build relationships with the people that they're serving as well. And I was like, okay, I could definitely get on with that. Have more mental health police that are involved. And I was like, okay. More training for the police officers. So not necessarily taking funding away from them, but looking at police officers, like how they handle the community a little bit differently on there. So more like the escalation policies and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I mean, that don't sound crazy to me, but and get mediation skills. He also wants to lower interest rates for student loans. So he's not saying necessarily I'm gonna get rid of your student loans, but I'm gonna make it where it's not to the point where people, in their 50s and 60s are still paying off student debt. He also wants to make colleges have tuition rates that are more feasible for people as well. He's like, well, you wouldn't have this debt if your tuition wasn't so high, right? There's a combination of that. So he's looking at working with colleges and stuff. So I was like, again, something I could get behind. So more incentivizing universities to lower their tuitions. He also wants higher educational opportunities. So he was talking about doing more stuff with trades, not just pushing college on everybody, because we know that everybody's not meant to be college bound, and that's okay. A lot of them that are in trade industries, they make more money than people who have college degrees. And again, that's okay. So it's like, okay. He also advocates for labor groups organizing and negotiating fair wages. So he is a union person too. So he supports the blue collar worker. What else do we have? Banning corporate bailouts. He doesn't believe in that. He said, if you're going to bail out somebody, you should be bailing out people. Why do we constantly keep bailing out corporations? Again, that whole trickle down economics, it's not working for people. So he has a lot of democratic policies in nature. So as far as policy wise, I think he does. And he used to be aligned with the Democrats. So that does make sense on some of the things. He does want to cut some military expenses because he believes that there's some things that as far as with the military that we spend a lot of money. If you look at our budget, as far as our national budget, a lot of that is to the military. So he's looking at saving money that way. He also, let's see. Okay, so the craziness though, he has, of course, get to the crazy, right?
Get to the good part.
So he does claim autism is linked to vaccines. He is not for vaccines, but then he keeps backtracking saying, well, I didn't say that. Yeah, he did. And he's part of the COVID conspiracy. The reason some of y'all just kept getting sick and spreading COVID is because you felt like, you shouldn't be taking your vaccinations. And he's one of those conspiracy theories. What else he said was crazy on here? Let's see. Most of his family said he was crazy in general, but the problem, sorry, it really a lot of his family and stuff, because he's a humanitarian. He believes in the border crisis and stuff. The only thing they said about him is that no matter what he says, he truly believes. So when he goes on talking about vaccines and stuff like that is truly what he believes, whether it's crazy as what it is. He's one of those, if I say it, I truly believe that. And I'm going to push that information. But as far as policy-wise, just as you heard me say, if you're in agreement with that, I didn't see anything that was really outlandish, but I do know he said outlandish things, and his family says that too. They're like, be careful with him. You know what I mean? Like, I love him. He's my family, but he's a little, on the crazy side, which is a concern.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit.
Right.
Let's think about it. Like,
said he's dangerous for the country, so.
Yeah, let's think. There's another person who had the same last name as somebody that told us that he was dangerous to the country. Nobody believed him. But I believed her, Mary Trump. You know what I'm saying? So let's think about it. Think about Robert F. Kennedy Jr., right? Goddamn, he's got probably the most powerful name in politics you could ever have, especially on the Democratic side. You know what I'm saying? Like he should actually be somebody who's actually like doing something, a senator, a congressman, something in politics, pretty much. He comes from a political family, and none of them want to deal with him. All of them think he's a kook. You know what I'm saying? To the point where this guy, now he's running on a third party platform. Man, hell, we saw the Super Bowl commercial, man. You know what I'm saying? We saw that. Like, it's just, I just don't trust the guy. I just don't. Because his family don't trust him.
His family don't trust him.
You know what I'm saying? Well, what? He ain't got no ordinary family. He has one of the, the Kennedys is damn near royalty in this country. You can't run on that, bruh.
Yeah.
And you trying to run for president? A lot of things you said were good, but that would be good if he was running for governor. You know what I'm saying? But you're running for president, bro. I mean, you got to be able to shake and move. And I think we've already seen, you got to be able to shake and move and understand the intricacies of the job. And I don't want Robert F. Kennedy sitting across from many world leaders representing America, man. I just don't want that at all. Yeah, the COVID stuff, that's big, bro.
That's big.
That's big. You denying COVID still? Still denying vaccines? I got family members now that still doing that, denying vaccines. They be sitting up in the house when people talking about COVID and scared. I said, bro, you still living in 2020.
Yeah.
Get a damn vaccine. What are you talking about? Ain't nobody died from the vaccine yet, bro. You still scared of catching COVID? COVID's like the flu now.
Right.
If you got the vaccine.
Yep.
I don't know what's going to happen if you ain't got the vaccine. No more. It's going to tear you up like it was tearing up people. People died from that, bro. You want to take that risk? You still doing that? And this guy backs that. I mean, shoot, that's crazy enough for me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know, man. My whole problem is this. I don't want it to be the flavor of the month. I'm trying to do something different. I'm casting the vote because I'm trying to be different. Politics don't work like that. You can actually put somebody who shouldn't be in office because of that. We've done that before. Like, if you want to stand by his policies and you looking for him working on your stuff that governors can work on, cool,
Right.
go vote for him. But the thing is, like, understand how important your vote is. We do only have two choices. You got several. You can vote for Trump, you can vote for Biden, you can vote for this jerk, or you cannot vote.
Yeah.
But anything that you do is going to affect the presidency one way or the other.
Exactly.
right.
So make a decision, man, on what you're going to do. But then this, it would be good if we had a viable third party person that was running on something that we could get behind that was running an election and really had something that was going on. Then yeah, let's talk third party. But we're talking about people that are just trying to take advantage of the situation. And that's what it feels like here. Hey, my name is Kennedy.
Vote for
Nobody
me.
likes Biden or Trump. I throw my name in there because I got Kennedy in it. I'm going. That's what it feels like to me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't. And I just don't. I want people just out there voting for this guy just because they want to be different. We got too many people that are like that right now. Though, not understanding what the vote really counts for. They're just voting and doing things to be different. That's how we got Trump in office in the first damn place.
Exactly.
Voting, and then people still saying he's still an outsider. What are you talking about? He was a president. He ain't no outsider no more. He's an insider now. He's trying to get way inside. So, that's Robert F. Kennedy, man. I don't Jr. whatever. I don't get it. And I'm in love with the Kennedys, man. I thought the Kennedys,
And he knows that, but people love them. And he did. I did found two other ones that I was like, what in the world? He said mass shootings come from using prescription drugs. Yeah, that's where they come from. So if you use too many prescription drugs, you become a mass shooter. And that COVID was targeting specific race and giving other races immunity.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Put it this way. Everybody got that family member in their family that y'all don't mess with. That y'all don't mess with. Like, he's that guy. Whoever's in your family and your family don't mess with, that's him.
Yeah.
Like I said, out of anybody in the Kennedys that could have probably ran for president, like Robert running for president?
Right.
Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Anybody getting behind that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and he said his family was behind him, and they went and interviewed like his like the grandkid, and they're like, I never said that.
Nah.
That is a no.
Not Uncle Robert, bro.
Right. They're like, this one? No. That's a no.
Uncle Robert.
I don't know why he's saying, so they went and recanted everything that he said, saying that people are riding with them. They're like, no, we're not. He has the name, and that's about it.
Well, what I want you to ride with is the like button. Ride with it. Click it. Okay. Also, make sure that you subscribe to Left Wing Kingz to see more content like this, and make sure that you share our content on all those social media platforms out there. So, to kind of align with what you guys were saying, we had Steve on YouTube. He said, I don't disagree with RFK's policies other than the anti-vax stuff. And he said it's also very telling when RFK's launched his political campaign and the rest of the family took a picture with Joe Biden. So that was something that you need to take into account, because like you said, if your own family don't trust you, why should anybody else? Yeah, man. And at the end of the day,
and a prominent political family at that.
Yeah, he's got some policies out there that, like Steve said, and I heard some things that Walanda said that weren't bad, but there's some other things out there that he's kind of, walking the crazy line. So do you think that the policies that he have will appeal more to Biden voters or Trump voters? Like, who will he steal votes from?
Yeah, man. I kind of saw an interview on CBS Mornings where they did this. They kind of had people standing around, and they basically asked him the question, like, if you don't vote for him, who you going to vote for? And, and most of them said Trump. And one lady said Biden. And I was like, wow, okay. But then they flipped it and said, wow, that means he's stealing a lot of Trump voters. That's what they were saying. There's a lot of people that would have voted for Trump that's going to vote for him. We don't know how it's going to fall or how he's going to affect the election, but we know he's going to affect it one way or the other. But that's what I saw on the interview. That most people, they ask it. Because, and a lot of them is on that, we just want something different. And I like the people when they say, we don't want a career politician. People say that when they want to vote. They say, we don't want a career politician. Okay. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think experience counts for a lot. I want somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. And politics is one of those things, too. Like, you got to know how to negotiate the Congress. You got to know how to go talk the talk and walk the walk. And most people, you don't like it. You don't think it's fair, but I don't know where people think that somebody from the outside out of nowhere is going to come in and make a difference in Washington. Washington's been around for a long time. It's a lot of, and it's called politics for a reason. You know what I'm saying? But you got to know what the hell you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I always said that. I said, dude, you don't want to get rang up at the convenience store by the guy that don't know what the hell they doing, who just got there. That I don't want a person who's experienced at the convenience store. I want the guy that don't know what the hell they doing. Come ring me up. You don't even want that shit.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So why the hell do you want somebody who doesn't know anything or doesn't come off as a career politician? They let a lot of people sell that.
Right.
But politics is politics. You know, and you got to play the game. You know, you got to know what you're doing up there. So I never got that. But that's a lot of the appeal, and that's why a lot of people that are for Trump are trying to vote for this guy. And like I said, and I saw it on that interview. Everybody asked because Trump was just one person that said they would have voted for Biden.
And that's what they said too. They said it's actually going to hurt Trump more than it hurts Biden on there. So I thought that was real interesting as well. Maybe I don't know, maybe the controversial stuff. I don't know, because I think it kind of reminds them of Trump, but maybe a softer Trump, a Trump light. Is that what he is? I don't know, but it said that it was going to hurt Trump more so than Biden voters.
I think it's some people that will vote for Trump because they don't like Biden, but if they had another choice, they would vote for that guy. And I think that's what it's going for. Like, they don't want to vote for Trump. They see what we see with Trump. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they done talk themselves, they done paint themselves in a circle. They've been talking shit for the last 8 years. That now they can't even turn away from Trump because they supported him on all that stupid shit. And the most stupid stuff he does, they still sit in that corner. So they need a way out. And I think that Robert F. Kennedy's kind of the way they can say, well, I'm not voting for Biden, but I can get out of being under Trump. You know what I'm saying? Without having to vote for Biden.
Right. Yeah. And he's still very controversial. So he's just as wild as a Trumpster. Like I said, I call him like Trump light. Yeah. You know.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't win, you know, could Kennedy get enough votes to change the outcome? Like, I know he could get votes, but maybe it's negligible. Like, it doesn't matter, like, if people voted for him. Or maybe he gets a bunch of votes that he steals from Trump and helps Biden win. Like you said, like, about independents. Yeah. Like, independents, you know, they pick the winner, you know, they kind of even the odds a little bit. And could it be that Kennedy voters are kind of like going to play the same game? Or he's going to get enough votes to do that?
I think the independents can't affect it. And that's kind of what I'm pleading to, is that independent voter. You know, the guy that, you know, is kind of on the fence or whatever. Stop trying to make yourself seem smarter than everybody. I'm a smart guy. I'm going to vote for this guy. I mean, your votes count. It's going to swing the damn vote. Like, vote for the person that's going to do the right thing. Now, you know, like I said, once again, they're independent voters. But yeah, those are the people that are going to make the decision on who the president is. But sometimes that so-called independent voter likes to be cute with it. Like, hey, I'm going to vote for this guy because he's different. He's out of it. But you're not even voting towards what your cause is. Like, what's going to be good for you? What's going to be good for the country? And, I mean, maybe they think Robert F. Kennedy's going to be good for the country, but his family don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's first and foremost. Like, come on, man. But then, let's just don't be cute with your vote, man. Like, you know, make sense out of it. And I don't know, man. I just think that independent vote is gonna determine who the president is, and I think that this appeals to them. You know, a third party candidate, and it can mess things up that way. And I'm not worried about the popular vote. I'm worried about the electoral vote. Right. You know, let's say he gets in there and he just muffles it up to where, you know, we lose Pennsylvania, or we lose Michigan or something like that.
Yeah, because you're correct on that. It's like less than 1% for the popular vote, but where they'll impact is the Electoral College. If they're going to impact, that's where it's going to be impacted at.
That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. So we got a few comments on YouTube I want to get to. So let's see. Steve on YouTube says, I still think it would have been better for the Democrats, should have actually had a primary, and for him to be able to debate Biden, because what they did is they made it look like he was alienated, RFK, basically. So,
True.
And he said that RFK wouldn't have made it out of the primaries, and we wouldn't even be talking about him right now.